I'm Dan Galusha. Welcome to another edition of Tips and Stuff. We haven't done one of these for a while. It's kind of a combination of Dan's fishing tales and also shooting Plink, and it's products a lot. And this particular product actually goes both ways and also includes camping and your backyard. This thing is what they call a BioLite burn pit. It's just like any of your fire pits you'd have. The only difference is this has some sort of a gadget on it that controls the airflow so that it makes it virtually smokeless, and you can burn wood or charcoal in it, and you can even cook on it, and you have some accessories which I'll be showing you too. We're going to be unboxing this. We're not going to be using it today. In fact, we're going to do that down the line. The unboxing is going to take a little bit because I've got some of the accessories that I really think you ought to get with this, like I ordered. I ordered this, and I started looking at it, I better have some other things too. But let's first take a look at this thing. You can see the picture of it right down here, what it looks like. And it has that gadget, I believe, I'm not sure what it shows on the front. Let's see. Yeah, this thing right here, this little part right here, that is the thing that controls the airflow, and you can recharge it through a USB port. Well, let's get it open and see what it looks like. You're gonna get there's a lot of tape on this thing, I'll tell you that right now. So it's really, and we'll slit this open. I got a sharp knife, I'll tell you. Don't want to cut myself. Yeah, well, right on top, we have got, I'll put the knife down here. Get this out of here. It's very well packed, I will say that for it. Here is, I believe this is one of the grids that we've got, and it's really caught into this thing. I'm not sure how it comes out even. I don't want to bend anything, and it looks to me like you could. Perhaps it's caught under the edge or something. I really don't know. Hey, this is a trick just on this part, isn't it? There we go. It comes out. It does. It hooks up underneath like this. I presume this is, well, I'm not going to presume because that could get me into trouble. I'll get the rest of this out. There's a ton of packing in this thing, so it's very well packed. There's no doubt about that. Try to get it up and out of here. There we go. Put it down here for a second. You can see the box here. I want to show you. Look at how that thing's packed. You know why I had such a deal at getting it out of here. Okay, there was so much packing in this thing, you just would not believe it, that I decided to just cut and then come back and then show you the parts that we had, because it would have taken a half hour probably just to get all weighted through that. This is the fire pit itself. You can see the grating on it. I've already got some stuff out of the trees here in it. But all of this makes it so that you have a consistent heat flow coming out all the way around. There is a tube, and I don't know if you can see it in here. It's right up in here. It's on both sides. That's an airflow. There's also one big one down in the bottom. You can see that. That makes the airflow so that it consistently keeps the fire going, and that's what this thing is for. This is the gadget that does all the airflow, and you can even use your cell phone if you want, but I always say if you're that doggone lazy not to walk across and just hit it manually, you're pretty bad off. Anyway, you can adjust the airflow with it. It also has the capabilities of having a charger port so that you can charge your cell phone or anything else. It's a USB type thing. That is where you also charge it, in the little USB cord comes right in here with some instructions on doing all of that. But another thing that you can do with this, BioLite has some lighting setup that they have that has got, I think, about 3 lights with it. I think you can get a 1 light too, but it actually has a charger for that thing. And if you have some of those lights, you can plug them in here and you have a light system besides your fire going if you want it, like on a patio or something. And we're going to get to that too, as to how you could use this on like a wood deck or something of that sort. But that's here in a little bit when I show you the accessories. Anyway, this thing mounts right here on the side. And I'll turn this around so you can see. In fact, I'm going to flip the legs up first so it gets it up a little higher. These legs on the bottom here are foldable. And you want to hear that click? Okay, you want to make sure that's clicked into place, because if it's not, you could have a fire pit collapse on you. Get all 4 legs up here. Okay, they're clicked in. They're all sitting there, and that thing hooks on this end. So I will show you that now. You have got a couple little spots. This paper's just here. They don't have to stay there, but you got a couple little spots here, and they hook down below, and this hooks up above. There's a button on top that you push. Okay, now I'm going to come around there and do that. Hook it right in there like that. You bring this up, push down on the button, make sure it's in place, and it's ready to go. Now that thing will blow the air in through those tubes. I've got some other parts to show you. You have a grid that fits down in here that holds your firewood or charcoal, depending on what you're going to do. Here it is right here. We'll put these down because this is what you lift them with. And I'll show you why you're going to do that. Make sure that you can get that down in there. Okay, now it's set in place for your firewood. If you want to cook with some charcoal, you take this, those handles I showed you that folded down, and there's a spot on either side that hooks in just like that. And now it's up higher, and then you put your charcoal in there and do it that way. What are you going to use to cook with? Well, that's what this thing is. That comes with it. And you'll notice that there's a couple of ends down here. You take that and you hook that in just like that. Now see, it can hang out there if we want to. Of course, you're not going to do any cooking on it, but if you want to get to something, now you take it in like this. Okay, you pull that. See how it slides down? All right, you pull it out of the way. You want to mess around with your charcoal for some reason, or have it out here so that you can work on something without the flames coming up. You just bring it out there and slide it back in. That's simple. So that all of that is quite a well-engineered piece, really. And like I said, this is where you're going to cook your food. Not a huge cooking surface. There's also a griddle that you can get to put on here, and you can do things like fried eggs or bacon or whatever you're going to do. So but that's another one, and I did not get that accessory. Here's a couple other parts that came with it, which I will be putting on. These are handles, and they go, you got one on both sides like this, and I believe they go this way because you got one longer than the other. Now you put them like this, so you got your longer one out here where you have this thing here to pick it up. And I already showed you this. So anyway, that's the basic fire pit and what you're going to do with it and all the instructions. And I mean, I think there must be every language in the world in this thing. It is unbelievable. But it does give you, as you can see over here, gives you some instructions and shows you how to put it together and all that sort of stuff. That come in there too, which it better, because if you don't, you're probably not going to get this thing figured out. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to cut to some of the accessories, and let's hope that they're not boxed as well as this thing was. Here's one right here, and I'm going to talk to you about it first, because you know, we were just talking about on a deck, like a wooden deck or something, or even down on the ground. Wherever you don't want anything damaged, you'll want one of these. What it is a mat, and I won't even worry with getting it out of here because it goes underneath there. I'll show you the picture of it actually on here. And right here, this is a fire mat, I think they call it. Yeah, fire pit fire mat, that's what it is. And I'll show you up close here. Right here you can see the way it sets, and then you have your fire pit sitting right on that. And like I said, we're not going to go into that, but we will when we have our continuation of this, because this is just an overview of everything. Now, next accessory. And this accessory is actually in a way quite important. You wouldn't think so. It's such a simple gadget. It's this thing right here. This is a fire pit fire poker. Well, of course I know people that's got fireplaces all know, okay, I got a poker and that. Yeah, that's right. But this one is a little bit different. Not only can you poke it with that, but this thing is so that you can scrape out the bottom and clean it out, because you have a spot right down here. See that little trap deal? Okay, what that is, now I'll get this stuff out of here so you can see. Take all this back out. But you can also see it's not all that bad to assemble. Down here on the bottom, and I'm going to shut this thing so you can see what it looks like with it when it's in there. It is, I will say this thing is kind of a pain, that trap door. It don't work real well, but let's hope it does once you cook it. It's right here. Now I'll open it up and you'll see. See where that is? Okay, that little hole back there, you know, there you are. Hello. Anyway, that is a trap door that you use this thing for, because you know it's going to be hot once you've done this, and you want to clean the bottom out. Put this back around here. So this thing has got, and I'll take this apart later, we'll be using it when we do the rest of it. This has got a hook on it, and I'll show you again right here. Right here you got a hook, and there's a little hole on that thing, and that just hooks onto there so that you can pull it open and shut. And this, you can poke the fire, or you can scrape out the bottom and clean it. It's kind of a handy gadget, and probably one of the cheapest accessories that you get. I think they sell for around $14, something like that. But it's got a handle, a padded handle, so that you don't have to worry about it getting overheated on your hand, or at least this thing shouldn't be getting overheated anyway. If it is, that means you left it down in the fire, which you shouldn't do. Now, the next accessory, and I said they've got several of them, but these were the ones that I wanted. And at first I wasn't even sure about this, but I went ahead and got it anyway. Here, and in a way, I think I'm probably going to be glad I did. Here's the next one, right here. I want to keep this stuff all together. This one I'm not sure was packed as well. It's not too bad. It's got some egg crate packing with it. And we'll see. We'll get it out of here. I got stuff falling all over the place here. It's in there, I'll tell you that. There we go. Get this all off. This is a joy doing a video when you don't know how something's going to be packed. And it's even got some sort of instructions in here. Kind of like red-green, you know. You throw the instructions away and then sit there like, yeah, okay, I guess it goes this way. This has got handles on it. You can already know what it is. It's a lid so that you put these up. You've got little snap areas in here for the handles, and you put that over the top of it. And then you've got yourself a little control up here for your heat or whatever. You're already controlling the heat anyway with this thing, but this, better put the other on so you can see how it goes over the top of it. We'll put this down here. Put all our stuff back in here. We'll stick this on there, just like we had it before. Now you're ready to put the lid on, because this lid's going to be used for cooking, which you probably already know. See, that snaps in just like that, so that you got your lid. And then you take this and put it down just like that. That goes over. This is, I'll show you here. You're probably wondering, why has that thing got notches on it? You see the notches? Well, if you didn't have that big notch, you want to make sure it's over there. It wouldn't work very well without this. You get your handle now. That lid would not go down if that didn't have that. Anyway, that's the way it looks. And like I said, you got your control up here for it. And these are padded too, so that makes it easy. You can take it, put your hamburgers or whatever. Basically, that's what I'm going to do, some hamburgers. And I've got some venison chops too that a friend of mine gave me. I tried some before on another grill. They were very good, so I'm anxious to try them on here. But anyway, that's the basics of this BioLite Portable FirePit. And once I get the handles, it's going to make it more portable. They do have another accessory that you might want to check out. I think I've already got one from a previous type of a grill, and I'm going to use it. It's a bag that this goes into. So the whole thing folds down, goes into the bag, and then you can carry it with you, throw it in the back of your truck or whatever you're using. And it's not all that bad of a size unit, as you can see. And this will come off, or you can leave it on, whatever. Once you get the handles, it's going to be a lot easier to pick it up and down. But you can see now that whole thing is assembled, and it's not that bad. I don't know what the overall weight is, but it doesn't really feel that bad. And I've got to charge this up, of course, before I do anything, because this is what's going to control that airflow for the fire and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know how we're going to do this exactly. I've got to think of that too. I might just go with charcoal. I don't know. And because we might just cook something up. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to taste any of what it is. But then again, I'm cooking it, so maybe you wouldn't want to. I really don't know. Well, this has been another Tips and Stuff. And as I said, it's related to shooting Plink and Dan's Fishing Tales, and also anything that would be doing with camping in the backyard. And if you're on the deck, if you're just a person that wants a fire pit out there, portable fire pit in the backyard, this would be perfect, because that's exactly what it is. It's a portable fire pit that can be turned into a charcoal grill. So you kind of got the best of both worlds. So until next time, get out on the water and shoot safe, and just have a great day in the outdoors.